Hi, everyone. Welcome to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Shari Hineta Elon. Here we will talk about stories and strategies that drive personal and professional growth. And today we will talk to Peyman Chalabi. Peyman is an entrepreneur gaining grounds in Canada. He's a leader in the Farsi community in Vancouver. He's the founder and CEO of DruckerPro International, a thriving business management consulting firm specializing in real estate and business planning and consulting. He's also, of course, a realtor. Welcome to Life Expressions, Payman.
Thank you so much, Cherry, today for having me. It's a pleasure.
Tell us about your journey.
First and foremost, this is an opportunity being in Canada and working as an entrepreneur to start your own journey, to design your own roadmap to success, and to learn how to support others, how to make sure that you can create something that also others can overcome onto obstacles and get it done, hopefully for their own endeavors and be successful in North America. In my case, I always would love to be a person of impression, to my presence and not being presence actually with a difference for people in the community, and then they can make sure that because we have him here with us, there is something that going to be changed. And starting DruckerPro International on March 1st, 2021 was something that one of my best decisions in life that I made to start supporting businesses, especially small to medium sized enterprises, SMEs, and help them out to start from scratch, or also if there are an existing business, how we can put them to the next level, how we can support them financially, advisory, or even into the real estate industry, that they can start what they have in their mind into action.
What are your experiences that led you to found and establish Drucker Pro?
This is a mission, Jerry. This is
Yeah.
something in your heart that you believe you have been born to get something important done. And for my case, I thought that I can be a facilitator with Drucker Pro for these small business owners. And there are many fears at the beginning, many obstacles, many insufficient funds at the very early stages of entrepreneurship. And I thought that regarding my capabilities personally and professionally, and also the connections and the network that I have built so far, I can be of a help and support for business owners and entrepreneurs. Every company that starts working, it hires quite a bit of some individuals, educated ones, very high-end professionals that can be of added value for the entire society around us. And I thought that this is the best mission in my heart, that I can get it done. I can make sure that because I am here, I use all the resources to make sure that business owners can reach out to their objectives and long-term goals.
Yeah. So it has been 3 years now, or more than 3 years, with
Yes.
Drucker Pro International. What do you think are the key milestones that set you apart and has really led to your growth?
This is the network that we have built because of all the accomplishments of supporting more than 500 small businesses to start or to develop, get funded, or get franchised. So we help them out. And our success rate in our projects is 97%. We wrote it everywhere, we claim it, we accomplish it with my team members entirely. And the connections and the network that I have built with my professional network members, with the
Yeah.
government of Canada, with the financial institutions, with the even abroad institutions, whoever that can be of a help into the entire network members, let's say, objectives. And this is how we build it. This is the milestone that we made, and that's it. So we are moving forward. We're making progress. We are getting to our goals, long term and short term. And after 3.5 years, I believe we have accomplished like 7 years of operations because of
Wow.
the people's trust into our services. And we have tried to always be professionals, be honest, and be available for entrepreneurs whenever they need help.
Well, yes, those are key core values that you exhibit at Drucker Pro. You have named Drucker Pro International after Peter Drucker, a management guru. Is that correct?
Definitely right. Yes.
So, what inspired you to name it after him? What are the key leadership and business and management principles that led you to do it?
Peter Ferdinand Drucker is the father of management in North America. And he has supported giant corporations in North America, in Japan, and many other conglomerates worldwide. He published 37 books at the PhD level for management consulting. And something special about him is that when you have a problem to solve, he looked at it from many different aspects. He looked at it politically, he looked at it financially, economically, he looked at it with the effects that it might have on the entire society. And he analyzed the socio-economic aspects of every decision that is made. He talks about army, he talks about charity, he talks about everything. And that very wild outlook that he has got in his mind impressed me the most. And when you read his books, you figure out that the words of Peter Ferdinand Drucker is completely different with others. How that might be of, yeah, I can remember that even Winston Churchill had reviewed his very first article in, if I'm not mistaken, it's British paper, a British newspaper, and it talks about the World War II and then the Hitler and everything. So he was the very first person that talks about the Hitler and Nazis and everything in that era, and at the time that no one else had even thought about that. That wide look, why not look of Peter Drucker? He's very
Yeah.
depth knowledge, and being different. So that's the impression I got from him, and decided to name my management consulting firm after Drucker. And this is Drucker Pro because something after the era of Peter Drucker itself. So we are professionals, and also we are seeking prosperity for the entire community. I do believe that the true prosperity will happen through the economic development that affects the people's welfare and the well-being. So at the end of the day, we want to see everyone happy, and people will be happier when they have more, resources, when they are wealthier, and when they have access to the welfare. And that focus on the economic aspects of everything is something that Drucker Pro would consider it actually as its mission.
Yeah. And so, what is your style? Why the growth is very fast? Your network has grown so much and you have built credibility in the community. What is your philosophy in leading the company and your peers?
Thank you so much. I first and foremost is delegation. You have to learn how to delegate your tasks to your team members and trust them to do it while you are leading your corporation, while you are in the meeting with the mayor, or you are in the meeting with the financial institutions and banks. You have to make sure that you trust your team members to take care of all other things in operations, and that credibility comes from trust. I listen very carefully to people and then answer their questions carefully to make sure that they get what they want to have, as at the end of the day, that we call it trustworthiness. So they trust us because of trustworthiness and also the knowledge that we gained. I personally contributed in a lot of training courses and seminars and conferences to make sure that we are on the cutting edge on the in the industry that we are in, and we can provide the best quality services, being responsive to our clientele, the entire clientele of ours in Farsi mostly community, and also some of them from other communities that I have supported so far. So this comes from here. The other thing is the years of experience that I have had over years. I started 2009 back home, and I have my own company in Hong Kong, and then I had a lot of experiences working in Middle East and Dubai. And every project you do, you gain experience and you learn lessons that you have to put them all into practice in North America to be successful. You and I both know that people in North America, especially entrepreneurs, are very smart. So I got amazed at the very early days of my migration to Canada that how smart these entrepreneurs are, how I can position myself at the position to support them. They already know many things. They have already had a lot of connections, and they are, knowledgeable people. So I tried very hard to gain access to resources, to build a rapport, and make sure that I can, at the end of the day, have some value propositions that entrepreneurs can take for success and to grow their business.
Oh, what year did you arrive in
We
Vancouver?
arrived in 2019.
Oh, 2019. Yes.
Yes, it's almost been 5 years that I'm in Canada with my wife. But I started my journey as of the business expert and professional since 2009, and I have supported a lot of manufacturers back home, a lot of
Yeah.
exporters back home, the
Yeah.
ones who wanted to, seek more opportunities worldwide. And that was the reason I moved to Hong Kong as a free world, that I can have my holding company and work with a lot of other entrepreneurs in West and also in East. And
Yeah.
this is how it is. So now we are in Vancouver. We love the city of Vancouver, and I would love to contribute to the prosperity of all the individuals in our society here.
As an immigrant, what advice would you like to give to a starting entrepreneur in Canada? Like, what should they do first? And the most important thing that they do, maybe one, two, three things that they should do to start a business.
First things first, don't take risk.
Oh,
Don't take risk, please. Canada is not the place that you can risk easily. Your risks would go down 99%. So you have to do your homework and make sure you have the knowledge and resources to start your own journey as an entrepreneur. And the second thing I want to elaborate on is many small business owners pursue their own passion. And that's the main reason they fail after 2 years, because they don't look at the government's policies and procedures and priorities. I just want to be a consultant. So, does my community need a consultant? Are we at the stage that the people need my services or not? So, I don't know how you want to elaborate it for the audience, but
yes,
sometimes
feel
passion
free.
come last, not come first. You know what I mean? You have to go through a lot of other different things before your passion. You
Yeah,
need to make sure that the federal government and the provincial government support your idea. You need to make sure that you are aligned with the needs of the province. You need to make sure that you are doing something innovative, and make sure that you have a strategy. Are you going to differentiate yourself with other competitors, or you want to pursue the cost leadership? You want to provide the same products and services with cheaper price, and can you afford it or not, regarding your expenses, which is the next, you know idea of mine, that look, be very cautious about the expenses for your business at the early stages of introduction, even to the growth. If you want to fail, this is definitely one of the main reasons that small businesses fail, because of the cost structure and expenses, that they are not aware how they are getting depleted because of the funds and because of the money they are spending on different small things, that at the end of the day, it get them completely empty from cash, and they
yeah.
cannot survive to go to the next step that they have invested all they had into that stages. So that's these are my ideas. I
Those
know
are
that
wonderful.
yeah, I know that these
Yeah,
are quite a bit weird, but I don't really want this to be cliche. You need to have a knowledge. You don't need to take risk. If you really want to be successful, You need to know about the priorities of the place you're living in. You need to know about the needs and demand in the community that you're living in. And then at the end of the day, you come up with your own passion, that what I love to do. Hopefully your passion aligns with the needs of the community and the priorities of the government, either provincial or federal. You need their support, you need the support from the community, you need the support from the government, you need the support from the bank. So these are the things that they need to make sure they have. And also study your competitors in details.
Yeah.
This is not enough to know how many, for example, pizzerias are in my neighborhood, or how many technology companies, how many IT providers are in my vicinity. You have to know their names, you need to know their strengths and weaknesses. Then your competitors weaknesses would be the opportunities for yourself, and you can position yourself very, very wisely to last for at least 5 years. And then that's good to go after 5 years for a small business. Technically, it's been established.
Very relevant, so practical and doable tips, which are really helpful, especially for those who would want to step in and get into business. And when they're new to a place, those are very helpful tips, Payman. I get
And
excited because our audience would really love that and seek more advice from you. Yes, go ahead.
yeah, and one last thing is to have a mentor. You need someone who knows more than you, who's been into the marketplace more than you and earlier than you, and you need someone who supports you, to talk with, to listen to take their advice and put them into practice. Never think that you know everything. Technically, we know nothing. We need to know more and more by asking
Yes,
questions. Am I right?
that is true. The more you know, the more you know that you need to know more. Who is your mentor, Payman?
Oh my God. I have Mr. Dr. actually Michele Vincenti, one of the strategists in business and in the community of Vancouver for years. He was my mentor at the very early stages. And needless to say that our friend Peter Legg, I learned a lot from Peter, and I read all his books. You might not believe it, but I read them all, the ones that I have, maybe at least, if I'm not mistaken, at least I have five of them myself
Yeah,
at
yes,
home, and I reviewed them all. And I love this, to have the thoughts of Peter Legg into my business management. So always ask, go through the professionals' advice and ask them for help. And and make sure you have enough funds, capital, and money in your
yes,
pocket before you start your entrepreneur journey, because the money and cash in the account, actually, it can solve problems.
yeah,
The funds in your pocket can solve small problems faster than not having funds available in your pocket. And this is something that you cannot manage with hope. You have to manage with a plan. And your plan is not one business plan at the early stages of the business that you prepared for yourself. It has to be dynamic, it has to get updated every week, every
yeah.
month.
What kind of a business plan would stand out and would help you through challenges in starting a business?
One word only: be realistic for your business plan. Okay, be
Yes,
realistic. You need to be very, very realistic when you prepare your own business plan, and make sure it is updated all the time. We do business plans, professional business plans, and our business plans got approved by the majority of financial institutions Canada-wide. We do have even clients from United States. We have clients from Dubai. We have clients from Europe. We do business plans for them because we are DruckerPro International. Am I right? So we do DruckerPro business plans as an entirely dedicated service for
yeah,
entrepreneurs who want to get financed, or who wants to just lease a commercial property or purchase a commercial property and want to apply for their permits. So even for immigrants who are seeking entrepreneur visas or investment visas or startup visas, they all need our services. And we need to make sure that this business plan is aligned with the institution's expectations. Am I right? And also with the
Yes.
person's entrepreneurial background for years. So this is how we work, and that's the main reason that we have the highest rate of approval and success rate, which is almost 97%. Over years, over almost 4 years, we had only 3% failure to get to our, you know, objectives for the business plans that we had drafted.
For today, where inflation is affecting everyone, what is the best practice that you could share for businesses?
They have to apply for cost optimization. And the cost optimization, this is the best thing they can do at the very early stages of defeating inflation. Because when inflation, hit the companies, especially small businesses, they will crash. You know what I mean? They would they would suffer from
Yeah.
that. How expensive things are outside. They want to pay for their rent, for their staff, for their raw material, for advertising, and they need to make sure that they are still optimized regarding their cost structure. And regardless of how much you earn or how much revenue does the company is generating, you need to always be cautious about the cost structure and try to optimize it to make sure that you are paying far less compared to the time that our prime rate was only 2.45 in March 2021. So nothing is the same with 3 years ago. Am I right? We
Yeah.
had gone through
Yes.
COVID-19. Can you imagine? We've been through pandemic, and the government supported a lot of small businesses with injecting cash, and that cash now turns to the big inflation, and everything got 2 times, 3 times, 4 times more expensive. And small businesses, if they want to survive, of course, they have to keep working on generating more revenue. But meanwhile, they need to make sure that they are saving on their costs and they review their cost structure, make it optimized. So, this is the only way they can survive.
Especially a startup business person, an entrepreneur, would appreciate your wisdom. So they better run to you for help and for advice and for strategies, not just to survive, but to thrive. For DruckerPro International, in addition to running a successful firm, you are also giving back to the community. Can you tell us about your efforts to give back and to help the community?
Yeah, actually, this is our mission again, to make sure that we have our corporate social responsibility, and we definitely believe in triple bottom line, actually triple P bottom line, that we not only focus on making profit, we also focus on people and planet, to make sure that we are, doing our responsibilities throughout the entire society around us. For, we support with the Canadian Red Cross and also the BC Children's Hospital, and we wanted to even BC Parks and BC Autism. So we try to have our, contribution into other aspects of the community that are not involved directly with business and with entrepreneurship. We cannot empower one part of the community and forget about the other sides and the other people that are not directly engaged with the business world. And
Yes.
that's the social responsibility Drucker Pro had been engaged with since day one. And for us at Drucker Pro is always day one. We need to make sure that we have our values and core values. And a part of that is the welfare of the community, and social responsibility for us. It matters the most. So this is what we do constantly and frequently, and providing even free education. It's not just about only financial supports, it's about providing services that the category of the entire BC province, at least that we are operating in BC, that they need. So sometimes it's a free speech, sometimes it's contributing in supporting small business owners, sometimes it's financial support from charities like actually. And I'm very very pleased that I have had the chance to get to know Variety, which is the children's charity of BC. And
Awesome.
personally myself, yeah, I was not aware of this amazing organization that has been operating for almost 60 years. And thanks to you, and thanks to this meeting that we have had together almost, I believe, a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
I got to know a Variety. And I believe that children are the ones that shape the future. Who
True.
is the community member in coming years, in 20 years, in 30 years, are children now. Am I right? So we need to make
Yes.
sure that we're empowering them too.
What advice would you like to give to business leaders who would want to be more active and be involved in the community?
We have entrepreneurs who
Yes.
think and think that how more I can contribute to my society. And this is an obsession in their
Yes.
mind that time flies and I only have made some money, and I
Yeah.
want to be more uh, effective in the community around me. And they have this concern that what if I don't do my mission, what if I
Yeah.
don't contribute enough, well,
Yeah.
and this many many other what ifs. So if we think deeply and we seek for help, seek for how we can be of help, we finally find it. Make sure
Yes.
that, yeah, entrepreneurs who are obsessed with how or what else I can do, they will find it through the organizations, through the institutions, through the universities, and all these things around us will help us to have more hope and life expectancy. Because after a while we need to have more fun, we need to have more
Yes.
happiness, and this
Yeah.
happiness comes out of the support we provide to the community members around us. Am I right?
That is so true. And that is why we at Variety, we appreciate the support of the entrepreneurs like you to help us do our mission to help children with disabilities and complex health needs. And so we encourage people to continually help and get involved in the mission. For Drucker Pro International, what is the next step for you? What's next for Drucker Pro?
Oh my God, that's the toughest question. And sometimes you know the answer, but you don't want to talk about the answer because you think that maybe there's other things also I can do for Drucker Pro. But yeah, but honestly, Cherry, the reach matters to us. So how many entrepreneurs and small businesses are we are supporting? And this is what matters to us. We want to add to the number of businesses in our society. And this is our main focus, to make sure if any individual has got the capacity, competency, and skill set, and hopefully enough resources, we encourage them, and this is our mission, to start their own business and try to provide their value propositions for the community to make sure that all other professionals can join and merge their abilities together to provide values. And technically we want to be a part of that journey to add to the number of businesses and small businesses BC wide. And that's our main concern. So far, we have helped more than 500, and we want to reach out to the number of at least 1,000 small businesses by the year of 2026. So this is our ultimate goal,
Wow.
and our 5-year vision is to make sure we can also export our services to Ontario and also to United States.
Wow, that's great. Like 1,000 entrepreneurs being helped by Drucker Pro International by 2026.
In charity, it's not only important to start, what
Yeah,
matters is to maintain the business. You need to make sure that you also maintain your business for
yes,
success.
yes,
Because the day one that you do everything, you have your all resources together to start the business. But I have seen many business owners that had failed because they didn't survive, because they couldn't maintain the business. So that also is a priority at DruckerPro to support business owners to maintain the business and make sure they can reach to the milestone of at least 5 years of operation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Payman. Your final thoughts that you'd like to share with our audience.
Life is not an easy thing. So embrace your problems, embrace your obstacles, and make sure for every problem there is a solution, that your mission is to find it. Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. So relevant. Thank you so much, Payman. What a great opportunity to talk to you. I have just absorbed all the insights and wisdom that you have shared.
I believe that there are a lot more that we can speak about, and hopefully we can arrange for more interviews, hopefully
Oh,
in
for
coming
sure.
months and
Yes.
years, and then see
Yes.
you all soon, our all followers and audience. I have had the pleasure to share my thoughts with you, and definitely I would be of help whenever you need my services
Thank you
and my
so much.
thoughts.
This could be a series on business strategies with Payman Chalabi.
Oh my
Wonderful.
God.
Yes,
Thank you.
let's do that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
let's do
Payman.
that.
Yeah, and for you who would like to share this episode, please don't forget this is streamed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, YouTube, and wherever you get your favorite podcast. I'm your host, Chari Hinari Elon, and with me is Payman Chalabi. Till next time, here on Life Expressions.